Hello, welcome to this analysis on Bitcoin update with Bitcoin Gorilla. Well, if you don't know, today Bitcoin lost 10k. The question is, what next? What is Bitcoin going to do next after losing 10k in one day? If you've not subscribed, remember I do update all the time. And the good thing about my update is I draw my chart from scratch. So if you're a beginner, I'm going to draw and tell you what I see, define each term I use, and tell you why I'm thinking that price is going to actually go back to that point or leave that particular position or go to that particular direction. Now, I remember Bitcoin Gorilla. If you've not subscribed, I do updates like this all the time. Fresh updates to update you based on my analysis. My last analysis on Bitcoin, I talked about this 30k coming right from this 58k, right? And 68k, why we're still 68k, 70k a range. I said be ready. Bitcoin dump go choke. My African brothers, I say Bitcoin dump go choke, and it's seriously choking, right? And I understand how painful this can be. So um if you are not out of the trade and you are worried, I'm here to update you, to tell you what I'm seeing again. Since Bitcoin made it to my first support that I talked about around 42k, I am here to make that update. So I'm going to start by drawing my support and resistance. Now, every strategy I use, I do not use indicators in my analysis. And even if you see me employ indicators, most times it's just EMA. But all my analysis mostly are pure price action with the strategy that I develop myself. So I'm going to be drawing this strategy from scratch. You're going to follow me piece by piece. If you are someone who is not a newbie, you are very good at price action, you can fast forward and skip this video to probably the point where the analysis starts fully. But I'm going to start by getting the levels, the most important levels on the chart where price got rejected, and there's a reaction in this level. So these are the levels I'm going to get. These are the levels. And the next one is right here. I can tell you there's a bit of rejection. The most important one is the last one up there, and there's another one right here. Can have it right there. And then I can tell you there's another support right here. Very important support, right? So we can see how this price has respected these areas. And I can actually put a mini one right here. But I'll do that on when we let's now draw our box. I'll do that by the time we're dealing with weekly charts. So this is the first chart, which is the monthly chart. So I want to first of all contain the drama, the previous drama that broke out and led to all this pump. Remember, whenever I see sideways, I get excited. You can see the sideways took place for a very long time. That's since 2017 all the way for 3 years. Price was stuck in an area, and before you know it, price broke out and we have this beautiful pump. Now, since price broke out, we have also seen price return and forming a same drama that we had here, right? The same drama that we have here. Take note of this previous drama. It's the same thing that is likely playing out here, right? But the most important thing is I'm going to change the color of this box. Remember, you can skip all this stage if you're good with price action, but this is my own personal strategy. So I know that you will want to actually see what I am up to because I'll be explaining it. So this is it. So now that we've gotten the price in the box, I want to find the support and resistance of this my box. Now I could also find the support and resistance of this box. For this reason, I'm going to extend because we want to contain all the drama, including this point, right? Including this very important point. We have to take note of this point. We don't ignore anything in terms of my box. I don't ignore everything. Everything has to be put into consideration. So now that I've gotten that point, I'm going to extend it to this point. Now, we see this fresh box and this previous, I can also get the support of that previous box. I can tell you is within this point, right? So let me zoom in. You see what it looks like. See what the box looks like. So now mind you, this is monthly chart that I'm working on. So I want to get the support and resistance of this box that I just drew. So I want to go to weekly chart now. I want to go to weekly chart. Now this is weekly chart. I want to get the support and resistance of this box, this fresh box that I just drew now. So I can tell you that the resistance area is quite around here. And I can change the color of that box to probably yellow. Okay, good. And then I can get the support area, and I can tell you the support area is around this side too. Yeah. So we had that, right? Now, you have this line right here, right? Now I can tell you again that within this whole thing, that there is a particular drama that I see that occurred around here. Now there is this price did something like this. Take note of this. Take note of what happened here, and take note of what happened here. Right? Now, this is the inside of the box. Take note of what happened here and what happened here. Now, the thing about this whole thing is I can also get the inside of this my box, right? Each box I need the support and resistance, because each box has its own function. So I can get the support and resistance of this box right here. And I can change the color of that one as well. Let's use blue, and I can get the support area. I can tell you the support area. If you want to learn how to draw this, I can teach you. All you need to do is join Makaveli Trader. You're going to have access to trade this strategy with me for a lifetime, because I'm constantly developing my strategy and adding new things to it, and a lot of things are improving on this strategy. Now this strategy is based on my experience and some things I learned from reading about Jesse Livermore and his strategy. So it's I am this whole strategy was inspired by Jesse Livermore, right? Coupled with my own personal experience. So I can tell you there's a bias line right here. You joining Makaveli Trader gives you access to trade with me for life, and I'll teach you. I do training, 3 months intensive training on how to trade this strategy, how to trade the whole crypto. You don't even need indicator, and the good thing is you can learn this strategy and develop more on it, right? So you can see that right here we are on that support area, right? You see that price is respecting. Remember, it's simple price action. So we have the first touch, we have the second touch, and price is just a little far hanging. There's a gap between the line now and price, right? And there's no coincidence that there is also a gap between my green. Look at it, there's still a gap between the bottom of my box and where the price got to. Price entered the box, but it is yet to get to the bottom of the box. And there's no coincidence that it is the bottom of the box that also happened to be the trend line support, right? Now, there is a mini trend line that just got broken. And I can tell you that mini trend line is on 4 hours. Now, 4 hours always get easily broken. Now, as long as price has touched this support area, there's a bounce, right? So I do see price moving like this, right? Either like this or get rejected here, right? It could get rejected here or here, right? And once price get rejected here, it's going to return. Now, if price is supposed to use the tip of my box, because what the tip of the support area says, as long as price is within this area, chances of bounce is high. And if the sell-off continue, chances of catching them at the bottom is high, but chances of them bouncing at the top or within the boss area is also high. And that is what we see happening right here, right? You can see they're inside the box, right? And you can see them returning back up, right? There's this sudden demand that just created this long tail. Now they are going to try to form a higher support. Now, depending on the sell pressure that is hanging, you can see how this resistance work, right? You can see the resistance area rejected them 3 times. This chart was drawn on weekly chart, and I never draw anything on 4 hours chart, but this is me coming to 4 hours chart, and this is what the chart looks like. So with this strategy, you draw a chart and you don't need to redraw anything. You already just know what is likely going to play out, right? But it's good to always come to update your chart to make sure things are still going as planned, right? Because for me, I know that support and resistance always get broken. So this is why the box work, because if this support gets broken, there's another support right here. So anything that breaks below this support, I will expect price to get what to this support, right? Which is the 32k to 28k area, which is the last place that price will result to if the dump continue. But right now, I do see price right now hanging around a support, right? Which is this point, 42K to 38K area is a support area. So just like you see what happened here, look closely. So I'm going to show you what I'm expecting to play out. Something like this is going to happen. Look at what happened when they first arrived on this support. They bounced and they got rejected by the resistance. So I'm expecting a resistance to either reject them here. This is even where I'm expecting this rejection now to happen, right? Because I will tell you that in the previous pass, they did got rejected around that point. And I can draw a trend line to show you right here, right? You can see the previous pass where they got rejected right there, right? So this is going to play another part again. So we could see this bounce going up and getting rejected here. If they don't get rejected around this 52K to 54K area, they will get rejected around what? Around 58K to 60K area, right? For them to come back and retest this support. And this time around, they are likely going to try to stand on this line, because by the time they return, this line would have moved up, right? They will either come to either touch the top of this line or enter and touch the bottom of the box like they did here, because when they came at the first time, they gave a gap with the line, but when they returned, they made sure they came back to come and touch this. So they could come back to come and retouch that, and that will force either price to make a higher low or a lower low. How? A lower low on the bottom of the box area, right? The support area, which also coincide with the trend line of the weekly chart, right? So the weekly chart is what we are talking about. The support is a little bit gap. There's a little bit gap, right? There's a little bit gap, which this price should come and support. But once it touches it, I do see a bounce, and this bounce will be targeting this resistance of 60K to 62K area. That is what is likely going to happen. Depending on the sell pressure, it could get to 66K to 64 area, depending on the sell pressure. Because I see something printing, and it looks like what? I don't know if you know what this is. This is head and shoulder, right? It looks like head and shoulder. So depending on the sell pressure that gathered here, Bitcoin will either continue and close what it started, or the chances are high that we could be diving down. For now, I'm still seeing a recovery hanging. So a bit of recovery is hanging, and the recovery is likely going to come. So if you are stuck on Bitcoin, expect a bounce, but it might take a while, right? It might take a little struggle around this point. And hopefully it doesn't. If it comes, I'm hoping it stops at the 38K area, because if it doesn't, like I did saw it in the last video, the 30K is very possible. The chances are high. The chances are high. The 30K is going to be seen in 2022. That's what I do see. But if they hold up this point, you can never know what the demand can change. This is market. I'm always open-minded. Let's also put the bulls into consideration. Let's not just think about this BS. Let's put this bulls into consideration. So let's draw a chart. We're going to use two lines to draw this chart, right? I can decide to extend it to this point. And you see there's a little gap. There's a little gap right here, right? So if they could push up, and this is considering the bull, because I like being fair, considering both the bears and the bulls. The bears, their tongue could take them down to 30K. And if the bulls are able to hold the current support we are, and they come to this 64K to 66K area, and able to clear this X, this shoulder here, and not form another shoulder, they must not get rejected around this play. Anything that rejects them around here is going to bring Bitcoin to retest this point, or this point minimum at what's this 20K. Anything that makes Bitcoin form two shoulders, move like this, is going to return it to the beginning, which is right here or here. Right here, it will make a double bottom right here and here. So that is not what I want, right? That is not what you want. That even if it happened, I want to buy cheaper Bitcoin, but I hope nobody is talking it, right? And I know that is not possible. This is why using stop loss is something I want to talk about. I advise you to always implement stop losses in your in your coin. In crypto, you can implement stop loss on spot. You can set it manually. You can set it manually. If you don't know how to use stop loss or you don't know how to trade with it, come to Makaveli Traders. You're going to trade live with me. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to train you on Zoom. We don't trade fake account. We don't trade paper account. It is live. And mind you, before you come in, I warn you, I'm a high leverage trader. I'm a high leverage trader. So you know I trade 125x on BTC. So you have to take that at the back of your mind. But mind you, I have a lot of trading laws that work with this my trading strategy that protects me. So I have a lot of laws that you can learn. I can teach you. I share all my strategy. I share all my trading plan, trading rules, everything with every member of Makaveli Traders. It's a family and we trade together, we learn together, we make this money together. If you're interested in learning this strategy that I just used to draw this chart and make this prediction, all you need to do is join me in Makaveli Trader. Thank you for watching and happy trading.